Chair Simpson, Ranking Member Pingree, and members of the subcommittee, and Chairman Cole. Was it not on? Hello?
You have to kind of hold it down for a minute.
There we go. Sorry.
Got it, yeah.
Okay, let me start again. Chair Simpson, Ranking Member Pingree, members of the subcommittee, and Chairman Cole, thank you so much for this opportunity, and also thank you for the ongoing support that protects and restores our treaty resources. My name is Asia DeCoteau. I am the Executive Director of the Columbia River Intertribal Fish Commission, and we are the Fisheries Management Support Agency for the 4 Columbia River Treaty Tribes, which include the Umatilla, Warm Springs, Yakima, and Nez Perce. Our combined homelands cover more than 66,000 square miles of the Columbia River Basin, an area slightly larger than the state of Florida. Today, the rivers and streams in our homelands are also 88% of the area still accessible to Columbia River salmon above Bonneville Dam. In 1855, our tribes ceded tens of millions of acres that would become part of Idaho, Oregon, and Washington. And in return, the United States made a promise that we would always have the right to fish in our usual and accustomed places, and that promise has not changed. This work continues to be critical and ongoing. Today, 12 salmon and steelhead populations are listed under the Endangered Species Act, and many populations have been extirpated. Pacific lamprey have declined 95% from historic numbers. These are not just species at risk, they are the foundation of our culture and an economic backbone of fisheries stretching from the interior west to southeast Alaska. Our tribes are internationally recognized leaders in salmon restoration, managing one of the largest fishery recovery efforts in the nation. To continue this work for fiscal year 2027, we request the Rights Protection Implementation Program, or RPI, to be funded at $66 million, which covers a broad range of goals, responsibilities, and projects. Specific portions of RPI that fund CRITFIC priorities include $6.4 million for fisheries management. Managing Columbia River fisheries is increasing in complexity, requiring more technical expertise, collaboration, and enforcement. The BIA's Columbia River Fisheries Management budget supports core fishery program efforts at CRITFIC and our member tribes. The overall management responsibilities of the tribal programs have grown significantly and need appropriate increases in BIA-based funding. Second is $2.059 million for fishing access site operation improvements. CRITFIC oversees operations, maintenance, and improvements at the 31 federal fishing access sites established by Congress to ensure tribal member access to the river after the development of the federal Columbia River power system flooded our fishing grounds. Thanks to funding with bipartisan support, significant improvements to the aging infrastructure is already underway, and we will complete the first phase of improvements this fall. This funding request will keep these critical sites operational and also continues the safety improvements Congress called for in Public Law 11699. Next is $7.42 million for tribal support for the U.S.-Canada Pacific Salmon Treaty. This keeps our tribes at the international table and protects our fishers' equitable share of the harvestable resource, while also supporting fisheries and communities from Idaho to Alaska. Next is $555,000 to support a range of youth program initiatives. Our middle school salmon camp, workforce development efforts, and college internship program are training the next generation of tribal scientists, policy specialists, and natural resource leaders who will be entrusted to do our work in the future. And finally, $2.18 million of our request is for the Columbia River in loose sites law enforcement. Our officers patrol 150 miles of the river across remote, multi-jurisdictional terrain and often without immediate backup. 2 programs that are included in this enforcement request I would highlight include $200,000 in recurring funds for a victims advocate program for tribal citizens along the Columbia River. A Department of Justice temporary grant helped us to start a victim advocate program, and due to its value, we want to create a permanent program to keep our community safe through trauma-informed, culturally grounded services to crime victims across all 31 fishing access sites. And last is $130,000 in a one-time appropriation in FY 2027 to establish a K-9 unit that will meaningfully improve officer safety across this challenging operating environment. On behalf of our 4 member tribes, I want to sincerely thank you for your time today, and I'd be happy to answer any questions.